So people, you ever notice this pattern? Caribbean people move to places like the UK, the US, or Canada, work hard for 20, 30, even 40 years. But instead of building where they live, they're building back home. They build houses, buy land, they have the dream. And when everything is said and done, they're still struggling where they actually spent their whole life. So the question is this mindset holding us back as Caribbean immigrants? Now, before anyone get defensive, this is not an attack. This is a real conversation about culture, survival, and long-term thinking. Because Caribbean immigrants are some of the hardest working people in the world, from the Windrush generation in the UK to Jamaicans, Trinidadians, and Haitian communities in cities like New York City and Toronto. We have built legacies, but at the same time, there's a pattern we don't talk about enough. You see, a lot of Caribbean immigrants come abroad with one mission: work, save, and send money back home. Build a foundation back home. And on the surface, it makes sense, because many of us come from countries like Jamaica where opportunities are limited and migration is seen as the escape plan. So the dream becomes struggle abroad now and enjoy later back home. But here's the problem. That later doesn't always come. You see, let's break this down. When you're constantly sending money back home, you delay buying property where you live. You delay investing. You delay building credit. You delay starting businesses. Meanwhile, the cost of living in places like London or New York keep rising. So after 30, 40 years, you might still be renting, still working, still catching up, while the system around you has already moved ahead. Now, this is where it gets serious, because wealth isn't just about you. It's about your children. If you build everything back home, what does your kids inherit where they actually live? No property in the UK, US, or Canada. No business foundation. No financial asset in that economy. And let's be honest, your children are more likely to stay in the country they grew up in, not relocate back home full time. So now there's a disconnect, you see? The wealth you built is not where your family is rooted. And that's a problem. And we all seen this. Big houses back home, painted, gated, beautiful, but empty, or underused, or occupied by extended family with no real return. So what was meant to be an investment becomes an emotional purchase, not a financial one. And over time, that can actually slow down wealth building instead of growing it. See what I mean? Let's be fair though. This mindset didn't come from nowhere, you see. It comes from colonial history, economic inequalities, lack of trust in foreign systems, strong cultural ties to home, and most importantly, the fear of losing identity. Because many Caribbean people, home is not just a place, it's who we are. Because don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful dream. I know of loads of people that actually complete their dream home back home with the intention of having it as a holiday home like myself, but they never ever able to go, and that house has been locked up for like 10 plus years. 10 plus years just there. You get what I mean? But I know I'm not off fully, but I know everybody's situation is different and everyone have different experiences and stories about this scenario, this topic. But I would love to hear this conversation, both for and against, or if what the balance or the best balance I think is able to strike to get this thing sorted. The balance between building back home or building where you're at. Let me know. So what's the solution? What's the balance? It's not about abandoning home. It's about finding a balance. Building where you live, invest where you earn, then expand back home strategically. Because real wealth is about assets that grow, systems that support your family, opportunities, and for the next generation as well, not just sentiment. And for many of us, self included, it's tough. This is a tough conversation, but a necessary one, I feel, because the goal isn't just to survive abroad, it's to strive. And maybe it's time we ask ourselves, are we building a future, or are we just chasing a dream that keeps getting delayed? Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you have any stories of your dream and hopes of building back home that didn't materialize, or even did come to fruition and it's a success story? And you do, because for me, the dream is 6 months here, 6 months back. But that's always the dream, but I don't know when that will be a possibility. But we're working towards it. But do you agree? Or am I completely off? And if you're part of the Caribbean diaspora, I especially want to hear your experience, you see. But thank you. Let me know in the comments. Bless up.